Hi, this is Jackie Burns Creations. Welcome. And this is my collaboration that I do on the 20th of every month with my OG girls. They are great gals. There's the host, Krista's Crafty Life. Co-host is Janice of Craftastic DIYs, Brenda of Rustic and Lace DIY, Brenda of Monner's Market, and me. We have some other ladies that didn't participate this month, but they'll be back. Okay, DIY number 1. I had a whole bunch of frames that I had thrifted at different places, so I thought, well, we'll make kind of a summer vibe with them. So I started out with painting them all black, and I used the DIY paint. It's a clay-based paint, and it's really great. I just love it. And then I used another DIY white paint and covered it up. And I am using a new brush that DIY just came out with, and it was cool. It's the softest bristles. It makes that paint go on just lovely. So I get a couple of coats on it. Let it dry in between coats. And I had white or clear waxed it. And then I went through with some dark wax. And if you clear wax at first, it won't make it sink into the base of the clay paint. Otherwise, it'll just make it just muddy looking. The clear wax gives it a coating. Those are also DIY waxes. And I love those. They're like butter. They're so smooth and easy to put on and easy to wipe off. Oh, they're great. So I've got some antique gold paint that I am putting around this inside rim. I had to start kind of stippling it so it, yeah, you can see where I'm doing that there, so it really made more of an effect. And for anybody that watched the other video, I apologize. I did not know the sound wasn't on there. How embarrassing to go watch your own video and there's no sound. And then I get a little carried away with the gold paint and think, well, maybe I'll just do a little bit here and a little bit there. And you know us crafters, then we just get carried away with it. See, I just kind of was rubbing that out, thinking, well, I don't know, maybe I should put a little more on. And just make it a little lighter and just a little gleam to it. Okay, that looks good. That's one of the cheapest things you can thrift is frames. It's so easy to redo them. There's always resources where you could get pictures to go in there, or you could create your own pictures to go in there. Just gonna rub that in a little bit here, a little bit there. Okay, Jackie, don't get too carried away. Come on. And I'm going to work on the sides a little bit. Put some more over there. A lot of people don't like the gold. I like the gold. But you could, put gold on if you want, or you can leave it off. Just remember, we're here just to give you inspiration. Now, I had these rice paper printouts from JRV, Jami Ray Vintage, and her husband Zeb has designed these. And he's printed out big ones before, but now he's printing out smaller ones. They're just great, and they're on rice paper, and they just work great. I'm just putting a little dark wax along the very, very edge. And I just laid the picture in there and put the back on, and that was all there was to it. Don't forget to clean that glass. Okay, DIY number 2. Okay, now I'm using a DIY paint called Aviary. Oh, no, this is Apothecary, sorry. They're both really pretty greens. I don't know, I've been liking the greens lately. Maybe because summer's coming, I'm wishing to see some green. Except I will tell you, I have loved it this winter and not having any snow to deal with. Not missing the white stuff. Okay, I got this to crackle a little bit, and now I'm just giving it a light sand. Giving it a little distress along the edges. Showing you the DIY waxes. That's the dark. That's the white. And this one's the clear. And they come in bigger cans than this, but that was good enough for me for right now. And I've got these mesh stencils at Amazon. And I thought, well, let me try one and see what it's like. Because I wanted to give this a little French look. Ever since my trip, I've been on a French kick. Okay, now I'm just tapping a little paint on there. I had forgotten that Teresa B had sent me some chalk paint or whatever they use for the mesh stencils. I'd forgotten she'd sent me some, so I was just using acrylic. It still came out okay. Little faded, but I didn't want it to look really bright anyway, so I'll remember next time, Teresa. Okay, checking to see if it looks like it's going down. Just going over it just a little bit more. When I got done with this, I went in and washed it off real quick. Okay, giving it some white wax after that dries. Or some clear wax, not some white. Clear, because I wanted to give it some dark wax. I just love painting things like this. It's so fun to renew them. Make them look new and actually vintage, a new vintage. Okay, there I am with the dark wax, getting it on the sides in the little grooves. Just brushing on little bits of it on the front. And the picture I'm going to put in here, I bought online from somebody on Whatnot, and it's a little box, but it's got a really Victorian vintage look to it. I bought two different ones, and this one looks like a little girl with a basket. And I just took the panel off the side and used it. It's so cute. Okay, I'm giving this a good rub down now. Hitting a few more spots. Okay, I should have put the transfers on before I put the wax on. But luckily enough, these transfers went on. So remember, before you ever wax anything, put whatever you're going to put on first. If you're going to put a stencil or a sticker or ribbon or something to lay down, well, I think maybe ribbon you could put on afterwards, but anything like this, put it on first. And there's the little girl. Isn't she cute? And I had this paper that I had already done one stencil on, and I wanted to put that in the background. So I'm just trying to figure out how to arrange it to go on there. And I didn't have any backer plates, so I'm just kind of piecemealing it together. So just getting a little hot glue in there and putting that down. I thought, well, it's a little too much white, so I'm just going to take and put just a little bit of darker wax on that. And it did, it softened the white down. So I think it looks cute, don't you? And I'm just adjusting it to get it in place. And then I'll put a little hot glue around it. This way it doesn't make it really permanent. I could always pop it out of there if I wanted to. So these are some of the iron orchid designs, the transfers I love to use. This one's called brocante. It is a French word for like a thrift shop, antique shop. It has like old looking images in there. And I just love that one. So I'm just giving you a show and showing you what's in there. And I took some of the butterflies out of there. I took a bee off one spot. Because it's summer. We're looking forward to seeing our bees. I used to get a lot of bees because I had a big patches, huge patches of lavender, and they just loved that lavender. So I don't know, down here in Las Vegas, I don't know if lavender will grow. I've got to inspect and see what's water-wise down here and will grow in the desert, because in my part of the desert, I knew what would grow. I don't know what will grow down here. So I'm kind of looking forward to learning about it. The spring has definitely sprung here. So, how do you like it? I think she came out adorable. Project number 3. Now, I had some of these frames left over because I decided only to do 3 projects because it took me a long time to do all of them, even though I condensed it down. But I will do the rest later. And this one, I'm taking a piece of cardboard. And this is one of Zebray's from Jami Vintage. This is one of his rice papers, and I love this rice paper. It's thick. It's so nice to decoupage down. It doesn't curl. It doesn't bubble. It didn't wrinkle. Oh, it's just lovely. So you put on, I like to put on a little half first and then lift it up to put the rest on. I used to just slather the whole thing and stick it down, but this way it just works out better. And I just cut out part of this out of the rice paper because I thought it was really pretty with the flowers and the vintage look and the butterflies and the words and the whole thing. So I'm just covering it. And I'm using the liquid patina. That's a DIY product too. It's for decoupaging or sealing something. So I'm just trying to figure out and place this around the edge. Well, thanks for watching. And like I said, sorry there was no voiceover. Here's all the projects at one time. Giving you a little look-see there. And I may go back and add more to the one. And I think they all came out kind of cool. And they look very rustic and very vintage. And I hope you hit the subscribe button if you're not a member. I'm trying to get up to 3,000. And I really wish you'd come back and see me again because I just love my subscribers. They are the best. And thanks to my OG girls. See you around really soon. Bye for now.